Good morning from Newcastle. Right now I have exactly 5 hours to go from place to place and take some photos because it's a beautiful fall day and it would be a shame to sit at home. Actually, this is the only window for me to take some photos because today is the only day when it's not supposed to rain. Next 3 days will be rain and then it's gonna be sunny, so I thought I better take advantage of it. If I had a choice, I would probably go early in the morning or later in the afternoon, but the only window I'm getting is between 9 a.m. and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah, 2 p.m. The first photo I was taking over there in the Marina, it just looks really nice there. The camera I was using is just Canon M50. I was using adapter and I was also shooting with the telephoto lens 70 to 200 millimeters. I was actually taking some photos with just the kit lens 15 to 45 millimeters as well. 2 days ago I also posted on YouTube community tab. You should check that more often. Request that you can post any questions you want, only about photography, video obviously, and YouTube. So a few of them I'm gonna answer in today's video, but I think I'm done here. Let's go to a different area. How about this for location number 2? I already took some photos with just 15 to 45 millimeter lens, and I tried to take some photos with a cell phone. Why not? Whatever camera you have at your disposal doesn't have to be exactly the professional camera. Well, I think it's a good time to answer your first question, which I have here. How to become better at frame composition for video? I struggle at making interesting video frame composition when shooting videos. Well, the rules are pretty much the same like when you are taking photos. You just need to follow the rule of thirds, or if you like the object in the center, mix it up and match. But I think that I should really make a dedicated video to that. Good point here, I'm gonna write it down. What are the advantages or disadvantages of mobile Osmo Mobile 3 vlogging versus GoPro vlogging? Also, what's the best wireless microphone options we have now with Osmo 4 and GoPro? Well, first of all, I don't have a GoPro, so I cannot really compare that, but I can definitely compare vlogging on Osmo Mobile 4 versus vlogging on this, for example, Canon M6 Mark II with just a kit lens, or Canon M50 with just a kit lens. I'm gonna be brutally honest. It is so much easier to vlog with a regular camera. I know that you have the mobile phone, the smartphone always in your pocket, but I'm just finding that there's so much more involved if you want to film on a smartphone. All the settings, sometimes the settings move on you and all that. Unless you film in automatic and you just let it go. If you film manual, you have to really keep an eye on it, and sometimes even the colors change. It's hard to match it in a post. I'm just finding it's very difficult. So to be quite honest, I do make videos about smartphone filmmaking, but it's more about the B-roll. I don't think I would be really vlogging on smartphone. I just like to vlog with this mirrorless camera. I set it up once and I know it's always gonna be right, and there's simply no issues with it. The quality is nice as well. I honestly love so much spending time on the beach. It's just it's a lot of fun. I like the calming waves, even though we cannot really swim in this Lake Ontario because the water is a little bit dirty. It's sad that it's not really safe for swimming, but hey, I've done windsurfing here. I wore, I think, bodysuit and also some just swimwear, and no problem. No problem. Not so warm. That breeze is actually already a little bit chilly. Here's actually the place I really wanted to shoot today. This is gonna be the main area, and it's a lot of railway crossings. There's this old wooden bridge. Let me just take you there. Right there. Whenever you go on that bridge, it's kind of scary even if you drive with a car, because it's wooden, you know, it's old, very old. Here the spot offers so many beautiful areas to take photos. What I actually wanted to say is that there is never an excuse. There should be never excuse to get out and take some photos, especially this time of the year. Fall is just beautiful and it offers so much, and it doesn't matter what kind of camera you have. You just need to grab the camera and go. Sometimes we have all these kind of excuses not to get out and just, I'll shoot tomorrow, I'll take photos tomorrow, I don't feel like it, it's gonna be too cold, or it's gonna be too windy. No. You should not look at that. You should just grab the camera and you should go. And I know we've been going through lots lately, all of us, with the stuff going on, and also sometimes work. I've been working pretty much non-stop, and I was feeling it a little bit. So what I did yesterday, even though I was supposed to write a script, even though I was supposed to edit video, even though I was supposed to do a whole bunch of things, I just closed my computer, my laptop, I put everything aside, and I went straight to the kitchen. I spent the whole day cooking all kinds of different things. Then we ended up having a unexpected dinner with our friend. He just happened to call, and I said, hey, we have barbecue going, why don't you come over? And it turned out to be such an awesome evening, and I cleaned my head, and it was just a lot of fun. And the same thing is with photography. This morning it is such a good thing for me to get out of the studio, get out of the office, just grab all the tools I have and do something creative, have fun, take a whole bunch of photos and videos, and enjoy what we really want to do, enjoy the creative process. Question is, I'm new into video editing and shooting video. What equipment and software you recommend for us beginners? I'm just gonna say it very simply. Go to the YouTube archive of all my videos and start watching the videos. I talk a lot about the Canon M50, so something like that on a budget, very simple, easy camera. It doesn't have to be necessarily Canon M50, but some camera which works with your budget is fine. Even your smartphone works fine. And then once you feel that you are ready to move on, then move on. Right now, when it comes to editing software, I would highly recommend going directly, if you have faster computer, and download DaVinci Resolve. It is free and it is as good as Premiere Pro, not even better. I've been staying away from DaVinci Resolve. I was always working with Premiere Pro, and I can tell you that last week when I was pushing myself to edit the whole video in DaVinci Resolve, I actually admitted that it is much better program. Adobe sometimes freezes, crashes, it slows down the computer and all that, but also there's much faster workflow in DaVinci Resolve. And since it is free, just get started right away with some very good program, because you're gonna enjoy it down the road. If you're gonna start with something very simple, then you will have to eventually relearn again if you're gonna go to more complicated programs. So I would not start with the easiest one. I would directly probably go into DaVinci Resolve and force myself to actually learn the first steps of editing. What are your thoughts on Blackmagic 4K camera versus Sony a7S III? Which one will be the best 4K camera for a cinematic traveling vlog channel? Also, is Sony a6400 still a good B camera for travel vlog in 2020? Well, I don't have any of those cameras. Yeah. That's what these guys are always doing. And I made a very huge, bold move. I've been shooting Canon for 15 years, and I was always with Canon, and I was staying away from Sony, I was staying away from other brands. But ever since the new Sony camera was released, and I've seen many reviews, and I really did my research on it, I pre-ordered the camera. It is on the way. I did pre-order the camera. I'm gonna be hybrid shooter. That means that I'm not going away from Canon M50. I'm not going away from Canon M6 Mark II, but I'm adding to my line also the new Sony camera. For the reason that, as I mentioned before, this is my job. This is not my hobby, this is my job. And a lot of the footage will go to clients, a lot of the footage will go to stock and all that. And because this is my job, I obviously want the most professional tools I can get, and I want to be able to use it for next 5 years. So the investment is to be hopefully be at the top of the line with the camera, and that will hopefully work. I also got an adapter so I can use all my Canon lenses with it. I'm gonna show it for sure. The Blackmagic camera I really don't know, and I think that the Sony 6400, I believe that's what it is, I've never had a chance to try it. I've never had a chance to test it. But any camera these days, there are so many cameras on the market, they're still good. It is all about lenses. It is all about actually what you do with those cameras, what you are capable of doing, how creative you are, what do you see through your eyes. That's what it is all about. Even if you have a smartphone, you can still get amazing stuff. Let's see what's inside. Lifesaver. Just kidding, that wasn't in that big box. That was in another box. I ordered after nearly almost 3 years. I finally gave up. Okay, this is a remote control for my camera, and it's for Canon camera, for Sony. Most of the cameras will work with it. Well, I don't know if it's gonna work. I ordered it, it's here. I hope this is best $12 I think it was ever spent. I'm just gonna pair it and can't wait to connect it. It took me that long to finally get fed up with the fact that I had to every time reach the record button when I was recording, but the reaching is not a big problem at all. What the problem was lately, always actually, is the fact that every time I reached for the camera to press the record button, sometimes I turned the camera like 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters by accident. And then when I have the black background in the studio, I could see a little corner there, and I had to adjust it in Adobe Premiere Pro. So that's why I decided finally it's time to get the remote, so I can just press record and stop recording. But let's go back to what was happening in today's vlog. I am back. It was awesome. Close to 5 hours on the road. The last stop at the railway crossing, I was a little bit nervous because somebody happened to park beside me. There is a huge area where you can park, but he decided to park right beside my car. And as I was kind of backwards, putting my stuff in a car and organizing in a camera bag and all that, he opened the door and he was getting something from his car too. So because I'm a female and obviously I need to be careful, the whole time I was watching over my left shoulder what's going on, what's happening. I was ready to jump in a car and quickly lock myself. But it turned out to be just another photographer. He was getting his camera and he wanted to say hello. If you want to see more of those photos I took today, don't forget to add me to Instagram, because that's where it's gonna all show up. Hit the thumbs up if you liked today's video and subscribe to all future videos like these. Questions, comments, want to say hi, you know what to do. You can leave it in the comment section below. I'm gonna get working, you get shooting. See you next video. Ciao, ahoy.